Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video going over some pictures that have been released for the first wave, as well as the news for the second wave or second series of Game of Thrones action figures being released by Funko Toys. And they're 6-inch and they look pretty damn cool. Let's take a look. Okay, so for the first series, we have 6 pictures for the 6 figures that are going to be released, and then the names of the figures for the second set will be, we'll talk about after they have been released, but there's no pictures for them. Anyway, first one we're going to take a look at is the picture for the Daenerys Targaryen, Dany. This one is cool. Now, this is her earlier outfit that she wore pretty early in the series. Was that like season 1, maybe season 2? I can't remember exactly. But it was earlier on. She's changed outfits now. But, you know, even still pretty cool. A good one of the main characters for Game of Thrones. So a good character to get out there right away in the first wave of the action figure line. As you can see, she has one of her pet dragons there. I think there's only one, though, which, I mean, that's okay, maybe, because they are releasing another Daenerys with an updated, more modern costume that she wears, you know, in later seasons of the TV series. Maybe they'll release another dragon with that one, and maybe another version later, and maybe they'll do something like that where they'll release one dragon per version, so you kind of have to buy you know, each version of her to get all 3 dragons. But I guess we'll see if that is the case, if that is what they're doing. But still, at least they included at least one dragon, which is pretty damn cool. And as you can see, she does look like she's got pretty damn good articulation. You can clearly see a bend at the elbow, so she at least has a joint there. I believe there is a torso joint, but can't say for sure. The other figures, most of them do have one. I think it depends on their outfit, but maybe just above the waist there, maybe there will be a joint there. At the knees, looks like there's going to be articulation. At the ankles as well, hands, and probably I would assume the neck as well too. But the hair does kind of look like it, you know, it's pre-posed to come down in a straightforward look. Even still, though, it looks like a really cool figure. We don't have a price point yet for these, but they're going to be released at Barnes & Noble. We also don't have a release date. They're going to be shown on display at New York Comic-Con in terms of what they've shown online. And yeah, so don't know exactly when, but I'll be looking for the first one, the Daenerys. Probably, yeah, I think I'd probably buy this one. It's pretty cool. And next in the first series, we have Jon Snow wearing his, of course, Castle Black uniform or costume, so to speak. Very cool. I mean, now this one, okay, so obviously it's a great character to get out there because he's, you know, one of the characters that's still around now in the TV series, of course, and is a huge part in the overall scheme of things. I do like the design of this one. You can see he's got his sword there, and I think the sword is a good length compared to him. It looks, yeah, I'd say it looks about right in terms of the you know, the height of it versus his height. Looks like he's got a sheath there. I'm not sure if you can put the sword in the sheath or not, but it does look pretty cool. The overall design looks good. Looks like he's got a lot of articulation to be able to swing the sword and stuff, although I would think the cape might hinder it a bit. The knees look good. Looks like there's articulation there as well at the ankles, and of course the head. So this one would be a good one to get because, of course, you know, he's more like a warrior, right? Could put him in some cool poses, so that'd be kind of cool. The only thing about him is that the head sculpt, I think, is a little lacking on this one. It doesn't look that great to me personally, but it does still look like a cool figure, and definitely with the costume design, really unique and cool compared to the others. And of course, I mean, anybody who's a fan of Jon Snow, he's a big, you know, he's a huge character in the show, so I'm sure a lot of people would like this one. I like the box design, as you can see on the left. It looks a lot like the Star Wars Black series, the 6-inch series that's been released within the past year or two. Looks like it's, you know, heavily influenced by that and kind of very similar to that, I would say. But yeah, thoughts on the Jon Snow? Really cool character, really cool figure. Looks good. And I think this one will probably be one of the bigger sellers. And next we have Tyrion. Oh man, so sweet. Can't go wrong with Tyrion figure. There's going to be a good number of these coming out. Actually, there's a 12 inch or a 1/6 scale Tyrion coming out too, which looks amazing. But this one, I'm sure, this one's going to be a lot cheaper. It'll probably be like $15, $20, $25, something like that, depending on what Funko's going to charge for him. But this one does look cool too. First version we get of Tyrion. And this was in his, of course, battle gear when he went to war. So that's fun. I'm sure we'll probably get some more versions of him later on with his, more civilian type attire, I guess you would say, Hand of the King type attire that he wore, earlier on in the series, and what he'd be wearing now, I would think. So probably just the first version of him, but he looks small. I mean, I'd like to see a comparison between him and the others. Based on the size of the box, he does look about right, and I can say he looks pretty cool. The likeness to Peter Dinklage is not too bad. These figures aren't the highest price point, so the likeness isn't going to be perfect compared to a 1/6 scale figure. But granted, a 1/6 scale figure is probably going to be in the neighborhood of close to $200 after taxes, so almost 10 times the price in most cases, or about that, depending on what Funko is going to be asking for these. But another cool figure, and I think this one will sell really well too, of course, because he's such a fan favorite character. Oh, and one I absolutely have to get. I'm in 100%. Ned Stark. I can't believe they're making an Eddard. That is so sick, because he'd be one you'd almost think they wouldn't do, because of course he hasn't been in the series since season 1. But me personally, in terms of the show, he's my favorite character from the entire show. The most honorable. Sean Bean is a great actor. He's in lots of other movies and stuff. Really cool. And he's like the first character we really get to know well before, of course, his fate in episode Baylor, of course. But wow, this looks like a cool figure. The likeness looks better with him than I think it does to some of the others. He's got, as you can see there, 2 swords. Oh my goodness, that's so cool. One that he used, I think, when he beheaded that guy, I think in the first episode of Game of Thrones, you guys remember? That was way back, but yeah. And then another that he would probably use more along the lines of who he would be fighting against, like Jaime Lannister, with. By the way, yeah, Series 2 is going to have a Jaime Lannister, so that'd be really cool to be able to recreate, scenes like that, like Ned versus Jaime, which is, in my opinion, one of the best sword battles in all of Game of Thrones, if not the best so far. Granted, season 4 hasn't started yet, so but still, so far that to me stands out as an awesome sword fight. And Ned is such a cool character. This one for me is the one I want the most out of all of these that are going to be released. Next, we have the Hound. Oh man, Sandor Clegane. Very cool. Okay, I'm surprised they went with this one. I'm also surprised that they included the helmet with him so that he could put on his helmet or he could take it off. Because earlier on in the series, of course, we see him wearing his helmet most of the time. And then nowadays he doesn't have it at all, as far as I know. In season 4, yeah, he doesn't wear it at all in terms of what I've seen in the trailers and stuff and last season. So really cool they included that. Of course, he's got his big long sword. Looks like he's got 2 swords, or am I wrong? Sword and whatever that is that another sword? I'm not sure. To be honest with you. But his articulation looks good too, even though the armor may hinder it a little bit. But also, it looks cool. This one might be one that a lot of people might not want to buy, though, because of, the fact that the character was, kind of like your bad guy type character. I would say earlier on, definitely. Now he's kind of, I don't know, he's with Arya, so he's kind of in between, I guess you could say. But I think this one is one that probably won't sell that well. This one might be the peg warmer, but he's still a great character, and I can definitely see a lot of people wanting to get all these, wanting to collect them all. He's another cool character from the series. Lots of really great characters from Game of Thrones, that's for sure. There's no shortage of awesome characters from the series, and I think this action figure line could be really, really cool since we're getting so many characters like the Hound. And finally, the last figure in the first series, is going to be a White Walker. Oh man, very cool, very cool. Now this one would be cool for people like army build. I could see a lot of collectors wanting to do that. Just with the story and where it's going, I think in the future, you know, people will really want to have a White Walker for their collection as well too. I like the design of him; looks really cool. I like the you know, the white and the paint looks good. The articulation looks great on him. He comes with his spear, so that's pretty cool. And you know, a good character as well too, just like the Hound. You know, an additional one to add on to really fill out the line. And man, this looks like it's going to be a really cool series. So all in all, the first series looks great. I think there's some great choices here for the first 6, and I do like the fact that they're going to be releasing 6-inch heavily articulated figures, because I mean, I'm not really into statues per se. I like figures that you can move, you can pose, you can put into scenes and displays and things like that, which is very cool. So that's the first series. The second we don't have pictures for yet, but I'll quickly read them off to you guys. If you're interested, I'll put the link in the description to Toy News Eye so you can see them all, you can look over them all and look at the pictures in more detail. The first figure for Series 2, the second set of 6, is going to be the new Daenerys with the Mother of Dragons outfit. So that's like her newer, you know, more modern outfit, and probably a dragon or 2, I would think. Hopefully 3 if we can get it, but we'll see what they do. Next, Khal Drago, another cool character from earlier on in the show. Can't go wrong with that. He's a physically intimidating character and just kind of a cool, you know, warrior to have. Then we have Jaime Lannister, of course. Probably one of my most excited from the next wave, because Jaime, to be able to put him in battle scenes against Ned Stark, can't go wrong with that. Then Robb Stark, can't go wrong with Robb. Big Stark fan, so that'd probably be my second most wanted figure from the series, because Robb's an awesome character. Arya, lots of fun, and then Brienne. So I think that's pretty awesome that they're going to be releasing all of these. Hopefully we'll get to see pictures of Series 2 fairly soon. And I'm just really excited that we're going to be getting some cool Game of Thrones figures. This is even more than I thought we would get, especially because they're being done in such good quality. They're going to be having articulation, accessories, all these different things. Can't wait to find out what price they're going to be at. I hope they're around $20. I hope they're not more. If they are, I may just have to collect the entire series, because it looks like a great series for people that like Game of Thrones and like figures. Me, I'm kind of extreme of both, so this is just right up my alley in terms of what I would want to get. So very cool stuff. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about the figures. If you're interested in collecting Game of Thrones figures, now that there's finally some that are going to be released that are cool, that are not just statues, thank you Funko for releasing some good stuff. It's kind of rare these days that you get, you know, that many different characters for a TV series in action figure form that have good articulation. I'm referring to Breaking Bad with Mezco that have none. You know, all the other series out there that don't get good figures. These ones are really cool, and I can't wait to see them. Let me know what you guys think about them. Will you be collecting them or not? Which ones are you most excited for? For me, Ned, Robb, and then probably Tyrion. And then on from there, lots of others as well, too. I'll call it here. That's it for this video, guys. I'll see you for the next one. This is Trev saying peace.